Exodus is a complete disaster. I try to be as fair as possible and impartial. All of you know that I always try to be as nice as possible. But when it comes to Exodus, the only way I can honestly describe it is a hyper woke Mass Effect ripoff in the best of days. And now they are doing the absolute cardinal of sin of trying to make their game succeed, and that is giving access to access YouTubers so they say good things about it. And that's what they have done. This is a Mr. Holton video. That's right. The same Mr. Holton who got early access, and I think he also had got to play Dragon Age Railguard. He and a bunch of other YouTubers, by the way. And so they could give tips to make it the best game possible. And my god, obviously, did they succeed. And now the same thing is effectively happening to Exodus. It already looks bad, and completely honestly, anytime any character in this game opens their mouths and tries to have a dialogue or say things, I instantaneously want to go on Minecraft and start using force multipliers. It's really that atrociously bad.
Exodus is a cinematic science fiction action RPG in development by Archetype Entertainment, a Texas-based studio comprised of veterans from all corners of the gaming industry, with especially strong roots from BioWare with the developers like James Olin, Chad Robertson, Drew Karpyshyn, Jesse Sky, and Chris King at the top. And as you could see from
names that most people don't recognize. Also, for some reason, he's just not saying the fact that this is a game completely backed and sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. Yes, that's right. The Wizards of the Coast that almost destroyed Baldur's Gate 3, and now are trying to milk Baldur's Gate 4 and making it them by themselves. Wizards of the Coast, a company that is notoriously known to willingly lose millions, tens of millions, even into the hundreds, just to own the chuds. They're activists. They're a full-blown activist company. And the reason why Larian did not want to make Baldur's Gate 4 is because they do not want to deal with Wizards of the Coast again. That should tell you everything you want to know about how bad that is. And it's very interesting that he doesn't mention them. And also, the devs that he did mention, all of them are past their prime, and most of them have not made a game in 15 years.
From the title of the video, yes, I have played it. Speaking of which, thank you to Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, and Archetype Entertainment for flying me out to check out the game. And obviously, I also got to talk to some of the devs, that being Chris King, Chad Robertson, and Drew Karpyshyn. Now, I have to make it absolutely clear here that I cannot give any real specifics about my experience. I cannot give you like deep details on things, but I can give you guys a feeling. I can describe my feeling of playing it, and I can go through some categories and hopefully answer some questions because...
Wait. Are we not gonna even do the mandatory... I got flown out, but this opinion is my own. Are we not even gonna do the Actman spiel? Man, that's a little bit disappointing.
I asked you guys on YouTube and on Twitter to give me some questions and, things that you're wondering about with the game, so I'll try my best to answer those. And I'm not gonna waste any more time here. I'm just gonna start off with my general impression of the game.
It's bad.
And, well, a lot of you are huge fans of BioWare games, especially Mass Effect, because as you know, I started this channel way back when, just doing Mass Effect stuff and doing Mass Effect theories and talking about the next game and the trilogy and the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, things like that. That is to say, a lot of you are very interested in knowing if this could possibly be the spiritual successor we've been waiting for. And I'll say that, yes, it could possibly be what people, Mass Effect fans especially, have been waiting for. There's a
I bet this is the exact timestamp and people are pausing the video and writing a funny comment.
lot of potential in Exodus. There is, but that is not to say that my experience was spot free and that it is perfect. It is also like being heavily developed. So what we got to play, people like me, Dantix, Wolfart FPS, Callie Elizabeth, a lot of
Wait. Are those? I don't remember the first name, but I'm pretty sure this is the other two names. We're all invited for the Dragon Age Veil God party. Again, these people got invited to shape and impact how Dragon Age is. And, well, you know how Dragon Age turned out. Dragon Age Veil God, obviously. Yeah, it's not looking good, boys. I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good. Oh no.
us, creators got there and played a very like rough version of the game. So we got essentially a taste of the world. We got a taste of what the vibe is and the feeling is. And again, like right from the get
Jesus Christ, this is fucking nightmare.
go, I have to say that the feeling of the world is, the vibe is excellent. It is one of those questions.
Spacious caves like Dragon Age. We already know. The feeling of this world is good if you practice mouth breathing as a sport.
I've seen a lot. It's like, oh, is there Marvel writing? Is it modern dialogue? Is it...
Bro, we know it's modern dialogue. We saw the dialogue with the fucking quadruple crippled girl, okay? Oh, I don't see things, but I do see things. I'm special, bro. Oh god, that was the part that broke so many people. By the way, there were people who were still kind of clinging and hoping that this thing could be good, and then it turned to shit. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering, when I initially saw Exodus, I was like, some of this looks pretty good. You had the cool sequence. Door cutting and opening. It looked like something that could potentially have potential, but man, that lasted only for like a week or two when it was already, oh, this is so many red flags, it's not even funny.
What a lot of people fear as being like this thing that doesn't take itself seriously, and there's none of that in Exodus.
If you're wondering why he can't say the word woke, because he's one of those.
As far as I could tell, it's a very serious game. Don't worry about that. This is a very mature game. There's actually, if anything, an absolutely oppressive feeling of the seriousness of the world, of the universe, of everything that is going on, with time dilation and things like that, and the heaviness that is laid upon your shoulders of the choices you will have to do, the choices you will have to make. And again, I can't give any specifics here, but yes, there is a heavy feeling with this game. And I think that is especially reflected with the soundtrack.
I don't think this is possible. Okay? What this game, by the way, wants to do, that they said, is effectively there's time travel. Moving to another planet or blah 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 can literally take hundreds of years. So the idea is you make a decision that could impact stuff 100 years from now. And we all know that this is not going to be Baldur's Gate, Gate 3 levels of, impact where all your choices can potentially matter and impact something in the world. There's no way that they pull this off. There's no way that they do it, right? No one believes that. So, it's going to be set dressings at best. And this is also the reason why I think Clockwork Revolution is going to be bad, because it looks like it just wants to Fugazi the set dressing.
You guys know that I love like the Mass Effect soundtrack. It's one of the best video game soundtracks of all time. I think this game has sometimes, I know this is I'm not allowed to...
Only discussions about soundtracks that are legit is Diablo 2. Any other soundtrack discussion is not worth my time.
Say this according to the fan base, but and I know I'm kind of hyping it up and trying not to, but the soundtrack, sometimes it feels the next Mass Effect to feel like, this. It's a grand space opera. It has massive moments that were clearly unfinished, but I could still see the full picture either way. that made me go, this is going to be, whoa. The music,
Whoa.
the sound effects, again, especially they've really put great care into making the sound really crunchy and popping. And this is something that often happens in video games, is that
I don't know about the sound, but I can't say one thing. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes, it does look like the shooting is good. Again, not all the time, but there are moments when the shooting does actually look good. We have went over this, by the way, if you missed it in the previous Exodus video. I think we looked at the combat there a lot, and in some spots it didn't look bad. In some spots it fucking looked atrocious, though. One thing is for sure, the enemies are not just brain damaged or brain dead, they don't even have brain. These enemies, they're just GTA 2 had better AI, okay? Let's be completely real about it.
care into making the sound really crunchy and popping. And
Also, this is a complete modern day ism. Look at this burning synergy on the screen, bro. You should have given him a medal for elimination with ability, enemy slain. 2 medals, no 3. Survival, no 4. Kill an enemy with 80% of your life remaining. Oh no. 5 enemies killed in a row, like as many medals as possible. This is how it feels like. This is garbage.
This is something that often happens in video games, is that people often don't talk about the sound effects. They don't talk about the soundtrack. Those are so important, guys.
They do. Everyone talks about the soundtrack. I even mentioned it, even though I rarely do care about the soundtrack.
Like a lot of your favorite games have been, and is what really transcends the moment in those scenes. So, but enough glazing about the soundtrack and the sound effects. You guys get it. But it goes hand in hand with the world building of Exodus. It's very grand and it's very majestic and it's very mysterious. It has a lot of those, and that's a question I've seen a lot as well, is, does this feel...
I mean, yes, octopuses, squids, and monkeys being a civilization. Yep, that's pretty grand.
Like Mass Effect 1 to 3. It feels like a mix of Mass Effect 1 and 3, I would say. It is grand, it's epic, but it's also mysterious in that you want to find out more, you want to explore, you want to find answers, and there's a lot of that. There's a ton of that, actually. And there's a lot of elements in Exodus, man, that are such cool additions and such unique additions in general. For example, the Awakened. I can't give specifics here, but, the Awakened animals, like, they are much more believable than you might have worried that they might have, turned out. Because if you've read the lore, if you've read the books, they generally, like most awakened animals, they have like these computers or chips or whatever in their foreheads that allow them to essentially talk through a computer voice. So most animals, like, they don't yap with their mouths. They talk through this technology. That said, though, there is some elements there where they do actually talk, but it's relatively believable, and it feels more like Easter eggs to some other stuff in entertainment you might have seen. And I think it works pretty well. Like, it doesn't feel not...
Am I the only one who feels currently lost?
Believable. These evolved creatures, the changelings, are their servants, and this is something that James Olin... and they are very alien. And this is something in DNA. And you have a lot of changelings, a lot of them. And they are very alien. And this is something that James Olin said in one of the Q&As, one of the first Q&As for Exodus, after they had announced it, that a lot of the aliens you'll see in Exodus are more alien than you might have seen in other games. And obviously, I can name drop Mass Effect here. Yes, some aliens here are way weirder than I've seen before. Technically, they're not aliens because they come from humans, but they are so evolved and so different, and it's due to time dilation and everything that they're so...
Okay, how are we talking the Tomorrow's alien, or what exactly?
Weird. There's a lot of those. There were several moments in my session where I was like, whoa, okay, this is weird. And I feel like they are definitely leaning into the weirdness, and I think they
Wait. Is this it? Wait. Is this it? No way, this is it. No way, this is the weird looking aliens.
should keep doing that, because a lot of the time that's really what makes a game special, is when it leans into an element that you haven't seen before. And I feel like the Changelings and the Awakened are definitely that. And again, I know people have been worrying like about the Awakened, like, oh, is it gonna feel strange with talking animals? I don't think so. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty believable the way they do it. Now, enough yapping about the world elements. You can obviously hear here that the tone, I think, fits. The feeling of the universe fits. Elements in the world and the universe fits. And it's properly unique and different. Now, what about the combat and the gameplay? Well, I think in general, it feels pretty good. I would say that, again, the sound effects help a lot.
By the way, that's such a fucking bad example of good combat. Look at this. Like, the mech girl shoots rockets. Okay? This is ass. Look at this.
I think in general, it feels...
She shoots the rockets.
Pretty good. I would say that,
and you
again, the sound...
You cannot tell anything that's happened. Also, I can hear the sound. I don't know about you, but I can barely hear the sound, and it sounds pretty bad.
Effects help a lot. Again, I can't give too many specifics about the combat here.
The gun here is ass.
I can't give too many specifics.
Wait, did he actually hit? Let's see again.
Say that, again, the sound effects help a lot. Again...
Okay, I'm not sure if he hit, but that's supposed to be a sniper. One, it's not loud enough, it's not meaty enough, and it seemingly didn't deal any damage if it hit.
And I can't give too many specifics about the combat here, but you do use the main gun, the recycle.
This one is probably the best example of combat-looking cinematic. And again, these enemies, they're just randomly shooting for no reason while nothing's happening. It's kind of bad. And you can see that they're in the exact same pose.
And you have various modes on it, and it feels pretty good. I would say that I would prefer some more variety in terms of weapon choices, because we only got to use the recycler, basically, and a few other tools that I can't give any details on. But I do feel like the game...
Yeah, the combat is probably the best part of the game, but the combat is not good in general for most of the things. A lot of guns look too big. A lot of effects are too small for the impact that they do. It's just almost there, but it's missing. Okay, they could make the combat good enough, but I mean, it doesn't look like it. If you want a game with good combat, you should obviously be checking out the real alternative to this. I forgot the name. Shit. The ship's name is Rocinante, okay? That one. Exodus, No Man's No. It completely slipped my name. Someone will know what's it in the channel. You obviously know it. I have talked about it a lot. It looks really good. It actually is interesting. The dialogue doesn't seem abundantly ass. And, you know, the combat also looks good. So that's what you should be playing.
Game could use a sidearm and a heavy weapon, or...
The Expanse, there we go. The Expanse Osiris Rising. That's what you want to play. Not Exodus, not this garbage dumpster water, but Osiris Rising.
Or something like that, so you can cycle through various weapons and, you know, set up appropriately. Now, I don't know, because we only got to play like a very short sliver of the early game, so I don't know if you can actually find anything like these remnant weapons. If you've read the encyclopedia, you can find out about these very interesting, almost living weapons. And I don't know if that's going to be in the game. I hope they will be, because that would be so cool. I think they could probably use some ideas from that for some of the various weapons. So, you know, cycling through other weapons instead of just only using the recycler. Overall, though, I think it's...
Okay, where's the story? That's the big one. Okay, where's the story?
How you decide to approach various situations and dialogue and what choices you make, that actually affects what type of skills you can progress in terms of gameplay. That is, better damage.
Wait, that's retarded. Did he just really? I did not even know this. This is new. This is new information for me. So, your choices depend on what kind of skills and passives you can get. That is so stupid because people are gonna build around the skills and passives. So people are gonna be forced into playing a good guy or a bad guy depending on what they want. Wow, that is stupid.
And or being more, having more protection, more defense, because there is a system that is very similar to what you may remember from Mass Effect, the Paragon and Renegade. So that is there, and it again is a step up kind of in how you approach these things, because as you know, in a lot of games, especially in Mass Effect, it's tied to overall dialogue. You unlock new dialogue options if you have high Renegade. If you have high Paragon, you unlock new dialogue options that you couldn't choose if you don't have enough affinity. And here it's actually tied to gameplay. So it's not just, unlocking other types of dialogue. It's about becoming a better, effective fighter. I think that's really smart. I like that idea. And
I think that's a disaster. People hate being capped by things like this. I'm sure there's a game example of where it worked, which I don't know of any, but I'm pretty sure this is a 99 out of 100 games that attempt this fail. I don't think there's even 100 examples of games who attempt something like this. This is stupid. Locking talents, skills, abilities, and passives behind are you good or are you bad or whatever is stupid.
Execution is pretty okay. I would say that there is still work to do. There is things about the skill trees and the overall builds that needs more work. Again, I cannot speak of any specifics here, but it is something that, I've left feedback on. It's something that we've all left feedback on, is like various aspects of the game, especially the combat needs more work in terms of progression. What I do like about the combat, though, is that you can approach it in various ways. As you may have seen in some of the showcase videos they've shown before, a fully stealth playthrough is viable. You can absolutely stealth through the whole game if you want to. So absolutely, there is various things that I can't mention here as well. That
the stealth looks stupid. This looks 007 First Light stealth. You shoot someone, there's a guy literally next to you, and they don't care.
Some of you might have come to expect from stealth gameplay, and some of it is absolutely going to be in the game that allows you to be as stealthy as possible. That said, I do feel like some of the finishers could be a little bit more, there could be more variety to the finishers, kind of like how you needs more variety, I feel, with the weapons. When I talk about finishers here.
Oh, I think I talked about this. The fact that the finisher is pretty much just dropping a nuke. And you're in a cave. Any sound you make is gonna reverberate a lot. Like if you just throw a grenade in a cave, everyone's gonna hear it. These stealth takedowns are literally just explosions. And no one notices, no one cares. That is so stupid.
I'm obviously talking about combat finishers, which you have seen in gameplay. I think they could have, they could probably introduce some more variety there, some more moves and things like that to keep it fresh and keep it snappy, so you don't grow tired of using the same combat finishers over and over again. You want to keep things fresh whenever you're playing through the game, right? Overall, though, the combat pacing, I think, is pretty good overall. And just to mention here,
okay, that's the combat. So now let's see the dialogue. This is the example, okay? If you don't call this bad, it's gonna be there's no hope.
But there are things about it that I really want them to focus on trying to polish up as much as possible before release, because as you may have seen, June, the main character, of course, he has this propensity to do this. There's a lot of duck face action going on. And again, this was an early build, but as you could see from the trailer or from the previous trailer before that during the TGAs, June looks a little odd, and he's not the only one. He
Everyone looks odd.
looks a little odd. Elise looks a little odd. Tom looks a little odd. Every other companion looks a little odd. And I think this is one of those things that they really need to work at, because everything else about the game, I feel,
But they can't go to stereotypical gender norms. Men, because there's no way to distinguish women between men in these people's eyes. So, what the hell are they supposed to do? Everything's androgynous when it comes to these freaks.
has such huge potential. It really does. Like the music, the sound design, the combat flow is nice. They have a lot of interesting ideas, like I mentioned throughout this entire video, but some of the design for the characters is definitely, I don't really know how to say it. It's just weird. Some eyes are placed way too far apart from each other.
Oh, Jesus, what is this?
Way too far.
Oh my God, what the hell is this? This is truly just next level. Holy moly. Wow, that is impressive. I missed this, boys. I missed this. I don't think I have noticed this. This is impressive. I like it.
Apart from each other, their facial symmetry is...
Oh, Jesus, again. What the hell is this? Where's the neck?
Kind of strange. Their faces are kind of like too far up on their heads. There is a distinct lack of sharp.
Again, considering males cannot look like males and women are not obviously women, and none of them can be hot because hot women don't exist, as we know. How are they supposed to fix this? Like, what is the solution? They can't just take a male and make a male, because males don't exist in their worlds because everyone's androgynous or, whatever. So how do they fix something like this? If they fix this, this effectively goes completely against everything they believe as people in, which is hilarious. That's a very common folk problem, that every day you somehow encounter reality and you need to just push it back a little bit more so you can keep living in your fucking fairy tale bubble. Oh, that's so funny.
Jawlines. There is a propensity to have a lot of triangular-headed individuals. And there is just a general lack of, I would say, attractiveness. That is the thing. And this is something that...
Oh boy, someone's not getting an invite back for round 2.
Pretty much all of us that played the game agreed on. When you guys see a game for the first time, if they want this for a game, weird. It just... you guys having a problem with it, because it might adjust as much as they can. We looks better in that cutscene we see her in of this showcase. So props to that. They've made her look better, but they still have work to do in that
Wow, this is still not better, actually.
Showcase.
Well, it's better than what we saw previously, but nah.
So props to that. They've made her look better, but they still have work to do. This also goes hand in hand with some of the banter dialogue. You may remember a while back that they revealed this conversation between June.
This was the breaking point for so many people. This was horrible.
June and Phaedra, when they're talking and looking out an old ruin, an old celestial ruin. And a lot of people felt like it was kind of stale, and the way that they moved.
It wasn't stale. I can literally go into the comments of this video and people are fucking saying, sweet mother of woke. Okay, it was just woke.
It wasn't terribly cinematic. That is something that...
Also, it's really funny because, again, these people just betray their own beliefs constantly. The reason she looks like this is actually a little bit realistic because she's blind, right? So... but she actually also kind of sees, so this is kind of tough. But, blind people and, deaf people have distinct ways that they do things. Because, I mean, if you don't see stuff, you don't know that a person does not constantly look like this or something like that. You have no idea what your facial expression should be, or, how you should maybe even keep your head, because you don't have vision. We do those things because of vision and our surroundings and whatnot. Blind people could not do that. Same thing with deaf people not knowing that farts are not silent and stuff like that. So, you know, they physically do different things in different ways because they don't know that it's supposed that everyone else does it differently. So her looks, the way that she acts, is actually kind of more realistic than you would think if you don't consider these things. And then they just made her look like a normal person, and now her, oh, I'm actually blind dialogues are gonna be completely cringe if she doesn't. Well, either or, it's gonna be completely cringe, but it's gonna feel a different level of stupid now.
Terribly cinematic. That is something that is a relatively common occurrence throughout the game, the banter dialogue, and it's specifically banter dialogue. Those are not the cinematic dialogue scenes. Like I've said, this fixed camera angle where you see right above the Milky Way galaxy.
Okay, and that's pretty much it. Well, anyway, that was Mr. Hulton, 10 out of 10. Great stuff is about to happen. It's a Dragon Age the Veil God situation. I think this is going to have below 10k players at this point. I think this is going to have below 10k players, maybe even below 5. It's not looking good. It's not looking good in the slightest. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.